I believe in the non-binary God, whose pronouns are plural. I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had 2 dads.
The Lord is talking about His church. He says, in the beginning of my church, the fruit will be 100 out of the 100. And that is Ephesus, the first century only. Afterwards, my church will be going downhill till the second coming of the Messiah. Laodicea, in the second coming of the Messiah, my church would have fruits 30. Now, when you get 30 out of 100 in an exam, you failed. You're not going to pass. I don't care what they say, you're failed. You failed. So the Lord is saying, in the beginning my church was with me. It was Ephesus, the beloved, 100 out of 100. Because everyone lived in humility. Simon, Peter, Philip, Andrew, and all of them, they were all equal. No one was greater than the other. My throne was not greater than your throne. We were brothers. We were brothers. Simon, Peter, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, John, James, all of them equal. Equal. They all lived in humility. Simon had no church. Simon had no throne. Andrew had nothing. They all walked barefooted. They looked like street beggars going from one alley to the other, from one house to the other, preaching the gospel, reaching out in order for Christ to save those people and bring them back to Him. These were the disciples. Look at the church now. So rich in material, so starving in spirituality. What is the point of entering a cathedral that the ceiling hits the sky? So high, so wide, so massive, so expensive, built with precious stones, silver, gold, linen. What's the point of having all of that when those who enter the church are cold as ice toward Christ? What's the point? What's the point, my beloveds? The bigger the churches became, the smaller the heart became for Christ. This is a fact. When you enter a little church, I'm talking in the literal sense now, it is so spiritual. A little tiny church made out of mud, clay, in a village somewhere where nobody knows what it is. You go in there, you feel the presence of the Lord. You enter a cathedral worth $500 million, $1 billion. There is no Jesus. You see a museum. All you see is just a museum. Wow, wow. When you enter those big cathedrals, your head is up. When you enter this little church made out of clay, your head is down. You walk like this, not like that. Where is humility? Where is it? We lost touch. Because money, fame, power, prestigious life, materialism became the thorn, suffocated the Christian church. Lost Jesus. My church will begin with 100 out of 100. My church will end in the 21st century with 30 out of 100. My church would have failed me and walked away from me and lived in denial. Wow. There will be some left, but the majority denied Christ. And those some left will suffer because you're swimming against the current. The majority are godless, and you're trying to be with God. You will be persecuted 1,000,000%. And we started feeling the suffering. And it's going to get only worse. Because the more time is going by, the more people are becoming godless. And the reason for that, the church walked away from Jesus Christ. Where is the humility of the church leaders? We need to sit on the ground. Have you ever heard somebody sitting on the floor and falling? Have you heard anybody sitting on the floor and falling? Who falls? The one who jumps up the ladder. Jumps. They want to climb up quickly. They want to be famous. They want to be rich quickly. They want to be known quickly. They are seeking their own glory. They will fall on their head. But those who humble themselves before Christ and deny themselves and sit on the ground, Christ will raise you beyond your imagination. But the church is living in failure today. We failed Christ. Christ will never fails no one, but we failed Him by walking away from Him and replacing Him with our own glory. We chased thrones. Church leaders, they went against one another, yet they should be brothers in the love of Christ. They became enemies for the sake of this throne to belong to me, not to my brother. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. What throne, my dear brother? What throne, my dear friend? The throne is Christ's. Not yours, nor me. It's not. It is Christ's. Everyone wants to build an empire for themselves. Everybody wants to build a name for themselves. This name you're trying to build, the wind will blow it away. The grave will wipe it away. But the name that Christ has engraved in the wounds of His body, that name will remain forever. No one can wipe it. The Holy Bible says, I have engraved your names in the palm of my hand. What is in the palm of His hand? The nails, the wounds. He said, I have engraved your names with my own wounds. Who can touch the blood of the Messiah? Who can touch the wounds of the Messiah? Your names are engraved there. No one can touch them. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. But if the house is divided on itself, it will fall. The church will only fall when the brothers in the church become enemies toward one another. Satan can't bring the church down because it is built on the rock, Christ, the King. Satan's head is under the foot of Christ. He cannot touch the church. He cannot make the church fall. But we Christians, we made the church fall because we became enemies where we should have been family members.
Bye.